Remember the candidate Solomon Gichira, who was accused of trying to commit suicide from the IEBC offices at Anniversary Towers? Yes. Now, of course, the charges against him for attempted suicide and for damaging property, malicious damage to property, still stand. And of course, he's out on a 200,000 shillings cash bail. But meanwhile, Bwana Gichira is still pursuing his presidential ambitions. Yep. And the High Court has just ordered that the IEBC explain why it disqualified him as a candidate. Okay. Of course, the High Court is very powerful in these things. They can issue orders which have to be obeyed. In fact, in one of his demands, in one of his prayers to the court, Bwana Gichira says that the IEBC actually disregarded and ignored court orders. Okay, so this is going to be heard this week, starting from around 7th of June 2017. The court is going to hear this, and we should expect a lot of rulings in favor of Bwana Gichira, because the evidence on paper is against the IEBC and puts him ahead, because some of the requirements that were being placed upon him were strange and mysterious, like somebody wanted to block him. Of course, the big mystery for a lot of people is, why would somebody want to block somebody who has really no chance? He's not one of the leading contenders for the office, really. Yeah, he's not one of the people we expect to be in the top even 5 or 6 in the presidential results, surely. So why would anybody want to block him? That remains a mystery. Even more interesting is the powerful nature of the people who want to block him, as I've indicated here before. Elements within the government. Yeah, why would they want to block him? Okay, we know that Bwana Gichira is a very famous human rights activist. Mainly, he fights for the rights of homosexuals and transgenders and people like that. So would this be the reason why people want to block him? Because of his views, or because of his activities protecting those members of our society? It's difficult to tell for now. But as it is, that is in court, and we should expect to hear some very interesting things coming out of there. One of the prayers Gichira has is that the IEBC should be stopped from printing any ballot papers until the matter is resolved by the court. As we know, the IEBC are on a very tight time schedule. They're on a very tight program. So, of course, this will be a setback on their part. So, of course, we cannot rule out-of-court settlements in this particular issue. Okay, but I'll keep you posted on it. Of course, one of the biggest questions raised by this Gichira incident is, who is actually controlling the IEBC? Because if an outside body, even if it's within government, could give instructions for the frustrations of an individual, we could speculate that that outside body would also give the IEBC instructions going forward on other issues to do with this very crucial, important election, especially when it comes to the presidential elections. Yeah, that is a question. I'm just amazed at the way Kenyans interpret this, the naive way Kenyans interpret this, because one of the most common views I've seen and I've heard from people is that this man must have wanted to commit suicide because all the newspapers reported it. This is very funny. It's like we're going back to the days, when I was growing up, people used to believe everything printed in the newspaper must be true. Yeah? And that's why if anybody tried to print an April Fool's story in those days, there'd have been disaster, because people believed anything printed is true. And even these days, I don't think we're any different. Anything printed in the newspapers must be true. Anything reported by the nation or the major media houses must be true, which is ridiculous. Let's take, for instance, this Gichira story. The Gichira story was obtained from a press conference where the press met with a spokesman from the police. I believe it was the Inspector General of Police himself, and he released this information to the press, and that's how it was printed in all the papers. Now, if the police release, and we have known police to release false information before, many times before, yeah, with their own agenda. So if if all the newspapers printed it, therefore it must be true. This guy was actually attempting to commit suicide, therefore is unstable. He should not even stand for the office of the president. He should have his head examined first. Oh, very interesting. I think Kenyans, we need to reach that place where we wake up, yeah, and we understand a few things. Yes, not all of us are media experts, but at least we need to stop and think and question things. This is Chris Kumekucha. Till next time.